We've talked about organizing data in lists and libraries and using columns and cite columns as well to help organize our information. And another great way to do that important concept in SharePoint is the concept of content types. Now, content type is a collection of columns and settings that define a particular category of information. So I'll show you, an example. Uh, so we look at the products list here. We may have products um, in other areas of the site, and all the products would have similar properties. Every product would have a product name, a product description, a cost price, a sales price, a profit. I can collect all of these settings together and group them into a content type called the products content type and reuse that across my site. Similarly, contacts could be a content type, and you could have all the information associated with a contact or a task or a project. All of these have certain metadata that are relevant to them that you may want to capture and keep consistent, and you would use a content type to do this. Now, you may decide that you're not using content types, you don't want to use content types, but what's important to notice is that you already are using content types. Everything in SharePoint is based around it. So for example, if I look in the list settings here, I can see that my product list, even though I've created custom columns, if I go into advanced settings and I allow management of content types, so I can see the content types in my list, you'll actually see that this list is already using content types. And what it's using is the item content type. The item content type is a very simple collection of columns. In fact, it's just a single column, just title. And every single object in SharePoint will inherit from a content type either of title or document. These are kind of base content types, and everything else inherits from that. And I'll show you here what I mean. If I go into Site Settings and I look at the site content types, these are the SharePoint out-of-the-box content types. And you'll see that every content type has a parent. So if I look for example, at the category content type, it inherits from item. But if I look for the item content type, which is right here, the item content type inherits from system. Item is the most basic form of content type that I can have. But if I want to look, for example, at the event content type, which inherits from item, so it has title, but it also has some additional information. So I'll click on the event content type, and you can see that there's a standard set of columns that are associated with the event content type, location, start time, end time. And I can now reuse this content type in other areas, so I don't have to build up list columns, I don't have to deal with list templates. I can just say that I want to use an event content type, and I'll automatically have all these columns applied. So I'll show you how to do that, and I'll also show you how to create custom content types in the later videos.